Hey guys, welcome not really a new series, but we're doing movie reviews. We're gonna do the Purge series. I'm here with Steven, who's gonna be watching these movies with me. We just watched the
Yes,
2013
sir.
Purge. Yeah, new movie. I was pretty surprised when it came out. But anyway, it's about like an hour and 25 minutes, so barely feature length. barely made the cut here. But I don't know. I guess we can just start with overall feeling before we really jump into details. But there is spoilers. This is gonna be a spoiler
Well,
episode. We're
you're
talking
kind of
about stuff.
8 years late to the game because we're doing this in 2021.
Yeah, and it's a 2013 movie, so is what it
Yeah.
is.
So just to preface this with, um, I saw this when I was 12. I bought a ticket for some random movie. I don't even remember it. I remember because my dad dropped me off at the movie theater, and I was freaking terrified. Okay, I slept under my bed for 3 nights after this, and then I finally had to tell my parents, and it was pretty bad. They were pretty upset, but they said that was payback. But after rewatching it again, I think it's a pretty solid movie. I think there are some, I don't know how to say this, like plot. It
Plot
just it
holes,
doesn't the
like
story doesn't flow because then
okay.
the crazy neighbors take over, which I guess was like a twist.
Yeah,
But
I was
I
surprised.
think they should have just made the crazy people who are like the I guess like how they call themselves, like the Purge group, where they like go around and like air quote, I'm doing air quote here, folks. Eradicate the swine, which was kind of just an elitist statement right there. But
Yeah,
I think they should have been part of it the whole time, which would have been an even bigger twist. But I mean,
that's what I thought was. So I had seen this is one I had seen like a couple trailers for, obviously because it's been 8 years, like Steven was saying. So I'd seen like a couple trailers, knew somewhat was happening, but not like the main stuff in it. But that's what I thought is that they were wearing the masks and then they were gonna like remove a mask and see that it was like the neighbors that were coming to kill them. I didn't realize that it was. So what? Okay, so basically what happens is, what do we? July 21st is.
yeah, we deduced that by the end because they said
Yeah.
today is July 22nd, like
Yeah.
7 a.m.
So July 20. So this movie takes place July 21st, 2022. It seems like it's been going on for a while now.
It's in a
The
year from
Purge.
now.
I know.
Thoughts?
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah. So it takes place basically from 7 p.m. 7 a.m. is the Purge. All crimes legal except you can't kill certain senators, I guess, and like
Yeah, they
people
have a
of.
Section 4 protection.
Yeah.
And Section 10.
Yeah, Section 10 and then Section 4
Any
weapon. I don't know. It's
yeah,
all
anything
minutia.
Section 4 and under firearms or weaponry can be used. But
Yeah.
I'm glad they put some rules in because if someone rolled down the street with a kind of like those like trucks you always see in those North Korea videos with the nukes on, like the warheads on them.
You mean
Yeah,
I
that
thought you meant
would
tanks, but
that would not be fair if those crazy people had that.
just use nuclear weaponry in the Purge.
Yeah.
But so that's But yeah, I think we can just talk about. I think overall it's a good movie. Like you, I agree with you that some of the plot is kind of like okay, and obviously it's like. I think what really happened here is that the director hated their children, so they made the children really the villains of the story.
Yeah, no,
because
like this
the
whole
only
thing
reason
could have been avoided.
Yeah.
This whole, except for the neighbors taking revenge, but
But
only took revenge because they saw the
fences were down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and also they didn't have to. The whole thing was that the one lady who looks, pretty annoying. She her whole thing's like, well, you got this new addition to your house, right? You made your house
the Karen
bigger.
of the group.
And, yeah, the Karen, total Karen. You got this new addition, and we were upset that we bought this, even though no one coerced us into doing, which I kind of thought was kind of really dumb. So she pulled a Karen, and which wasn't even a thing in 2013. So she
They were ahead of their time.
Yeah, ahead of their time.
Pre-gaming right there.
Yeah,
but
way ahead of their time.
That's why. With that, it almost seemed like wouldn't it have been a better idea to essentially, if all crimes legal, just steal the money back, or just force him to send you the money back. I don't know. To me, it would have been a good idea to invite them to your little Purge party and then force them to send the money back.
Yeah, they
if
had
that's
a
what
party,
you were worried
okay?
about. Like, and it sounded like they'd been invited in previous years, but this year they weren't because they hated them.
You should have known something. Your neighbors hated your guts when, like,
They don't invite you to
they're
the party.
psycho enough to have a party on one of the worst nights in the year, but they do not invite you to that party that year.
I mean,
and
I
you
wouldn't
have
go.
to know after you just did your addition and they bought all your crummy security systems,
Yeah.
which got taken down by basically an F-150 with a chain. So I'm just saying they also bought faulty security systems.
They legitimately so this is like he sold the most security systems. He sold it to all his like his neighbors and everything. It looked like so the whole gated community bought this dude's security systems, and he put it obviously in his own home because why wouldn't you? And then
dude, you better. Could you imagine if he was the only one on the block
not to have it
rolling up those windows with like some I don't know, some other company's security system?
Yeah, he has like the ADT sign out front.
Oh my god.
But the movie overall, again, thought it was good. But I like the actors and actresses, and I thought they were pretty decent. You have Ethan Hawke, who was the main one. Yeah. That's what. So let's break it down into like we'll do 3 sections here, and then we'll talk a little bit about the movie. What did you think on a scale from 1 to 10? What do you think of the acting in the movie? Just the acting.
I'm gonna give it a 7, only because the leader of the creeper group. We probably should have done some more research and figure out their name, but to be honest, we were kind of trying to watch the movie and
his name is
the actor, whatever the
Charlie No, that's the kid.
No, that's the kid that ruins everything for everyone.
Oh, his name is literally Polite Stranger.
Dude,
he's played by Rice Wakefield.
He honestly was the best acting. He was so creepy.
Yeah,
he sold the like movie. If you watch The Dark Knight and how the Joker is so creepy and like the whole magic trick thing.
Yeah,
but it's such great acting. But whole movie 7 out of 10. The main family.
I thought they were all right.
The kids were unrealistic.
I mean, the kids were kids. Like, I mean, that dude, that what is it? The younger brother,
Charlie. Yeah, with the
Charlie.
creepy, Tim bot.
He was so like psychotic almost. Like it was really like when he was driving that little robot around. I'm like, what in the world? But then he like saved the homeless guy is what they said he was. So they say he saved him. So I'm like, okay, he's a kid. He has a heart. His parents obviously, I guess, raised him right in a way. I don't know.
First of all, let me just point this out, okay? That little robot thing he drove around.
It was burnt. It was half burnt.
If anyone here who's seen Toy Story 1, and he literally looks like Sid with
he actually
longer
does,
hair. Do you remember that baby that was on that with the creepy head and the claws?
Yeah, he was like half baby and everything. Yeah.
This kid is literally Sid, just with longer hair and in a button-up white shirt. Okay, I don't know how the parents missed that one.
And a handgun. Don't forget the.
Oh, and they gave the psychotic kid who let the one guy in that started the whole thing a handgun. Yeah,
I think it's a movie. This is the first time I've watched it, so it's a movie I've wanted to watch, especially the Forever Purge is coming out on July 4th. Happy Independence. Yeah, so pretty soon. Since pretty soon to when we're recording this, so it might already be out, when this goes up, but we'll see. But
better get on that.
Yeah, right. But we're gonna be reviewing the series, including that one. But yeah, anyway, so the actual movie, it kind of starts off with this guy doing his normal businessman kind of shtick, going around checking up on his neighbors, making sure everything's all good. He goes into his house. He has the stereotypical teenage daughter who is so in love with her boyfriend and wants her whole family to basically.
Dude, I forgot about that twist. I'm just saying,
he goes down there with a handgun. What does he think's gonna? Okay, so the boyfriend essentially they lock down the house, and the boyfriend essentially has snuck back in and hid in her room, and then literally is like, I'm gonna go talk to your father, mano a mano. And we're gonna hash this out. It's gonna be chill.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna be with you.
And I'm just saying this
Oh, because he's over 18.
Yeah, he never tells the daughter the plan. He never tells his girlfriend. She just totally is oh yeah, you're he doesn't say we're gonna talk to him. He's just like, I'm gonna go see your father, right?
Yeah, it obviously sounded like he was gonna kill him in a way, but she obviously was like, oh no, they're just
Oh
gonna
my
probably
god,
chat.
I love him so much. And let
Yeah.
me just say this, Henry, pretty creepy looking dude, okay?
Yeah.
And then he just walks downstairs when the son first, Charlie, lets the guy who's running away from the really, really creepy masked people, and he just pulls out a gun out of nowhere.
Yeah, he just starts shooting him, like just shooting.
Every son-in-law's dream.
But the dad, like, this man wastes essentially his surprise attack, and the dad turns around and just shoots him in the gut. Then he bleeds out, up in the room, but he bleeds out. So that's essentially what starts this whole thing off, because you got the gunshot going off. There's this random guy kind of going through the house. Then they kind of hide away in their little security area without, for some reason, the security area doesn't have the weapons in the security area. It's in a different room. So where
Really
the actual,
bad planning.
like, yeah,
He
I'm
did
like,
not
what?
deserve that bonus. He's all
Yeah,
like,
seriously.
I'm getting a bonus, and it's like, dude, like,
What do you? This
you
is the thing
sold half-rated, shoddy security systems.
that can be taken down with the Forerunner.
Dude,
like,
he literally got the dude's literally got a train and a truck and just pulled it down.
yeah, and they
I
were like,
understand if it was a tank or like a bazooka or like
Yeah.
anything else, but the fact that like I mean,
that's
like,
what I thought it was gonna be. I thought they were gonna bring like a bazooka or something.
Or I thought they were gonna bring something to hack the system. I
Oh,
forgot because like
because the lights did go out, like they cut the power.
again, first time I saw this I was 12.
Yeah,
And I was freaking out.
interesting. That I hadn't even thought about that.
Because
So I guess
equipment. Because you would think they'd say, oh, we're bringing a battering ram,
Yeah.
or bringing like a big rig, like the cab
Yeah.
of a big rig.
the man even said, like the dad even said, a battering ram could take down the system. I'm like, what are you? Are you serious? You sold a
Dude,
system that can be taken
I
down
don't
by
see how
a
people
battering
work
ram?
for company. I mean, in case you don't know, we live in the area of like the biggest companies in the world. But like, I don't see how people
Big
work
tech,
for
baby.
companies that you don't believe in their product. You must be getting paid a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's why. I mean, to his credit, he said they're supposed to scare away people, and you're not really. Usually, you wouldn't purge your neighbors. It sounded like in the rich areas, so it's like I get it, but I don't know. But this is I think we've touched like so. Then the creepy mask guys obviously break in, and they start purging, but they actually don't do a very good job because most of them end up dying, and then. The main guy who's called Polite Stranger in the credits pulls out this like wicked knife and just stabs the dad in the gut, and uses him as bait for the family and all this. So they get the family all together, and then the neighbors come on in and essentially kill all the masked
they've
people.
already been in there for a bit because you see,
Yeah.
you show them. They show them.
They show up a
killing
little
them.
earlier, yeah.
Yeah, and like you think they're all like, oh my god,
Trying to
my
help
neighbor.
them.
This is why like they always say trust thy neighbor. I'm
Yeah.
like, well,
That too, Brutus.
you ever
That
see
too.
Purge? And then they come in basically, and they have them all like, oh, like thank you. The mom is thanking everyone, and then like the one who he said was the like a Karen before his school
yeah.
is like, oh, I don't thank us yet, and then they're gonna stab them. Okay.
They literally, for some reason, they duct tape them before they stab
They
them.
duct tape them and they put them in a circle and they start
Yeah.
with the daughter, but then like
And then they do some weird trance to the
Yeah,
new founding fathers,
fathers,
who I
yeah.
guess is the maybe like dictator or something. I don't know. I don't know exactly the
I
political
don't know. We
structure.
haven't
But
got the Purge election year.
true,
yet.
true.
So
It's
then
coming
like
up.
they're gonna stab him, right? And then the guy who the son saved at the beginning, who was running from the crazy mass people, like, shoots them and takes the Karen hostage. And then they're like all sitting at the like dining room table, and it ends with just like the most probably iconic scene of the whole movie, where she goes for the mom's shotgun, and the mom pulls it away out of her grasp, just rifle butts her in the forehead, and then grabs her hair and pulls it and shatters it into the glass table, and her nose is just screwed. And that's basically the end of the movie. I think they could have done a better job with the storyline ending it.
Yeah.
Because the neighbors just walk away. I would have loved to see like maybe if like they moved from their house, or like maybe like they showed them like the neighbors plotting for the next purge.
Maybe, but I think it kind of ended where it should have, because like I don't know, like I kind of like the ending, because you get those like kind of epilogue stories where it's like they keep going. Plus, it doesn't really. I don't know what else there. It doesn't really look like they're gonna follow this family anymore. Like it seems like from the limited knowledge I have of the Purge franchise, they switch like around to like different parts of
Yeah.
different parts of the nation and like different people and everything. So I don't know if it really would have mattered with them like planning for the next year and everything. But that's gonna be one like that's gonna be one awkward like get together if they ever do.
If they were a
Like
block party.
yeah, oh my gosh, that'd be
I think
awkward.
they just move. Or
Yeah,
they just keep
I
rubbing
would.
in their neighbor's face.
They should use that bonus to buy their land.
Yeah, they still got the bonus.
Yeah, but
no, but like, I think. Could you look up the budget on the movie?
yeah,
I think they probably ran out of budget because, like, what Khalil said when he first
budget
showed
was
up,
$3 million. It made
No way.
89.3 million in the box office.
that is not a big budget.
What
That's
I
why
will say about this movie and horror movies in general normally don't have a. This wasn't. It was a horror movie. I think it was more like of a thriller in a way. I don't know. It's a bit. It's weird to
thriller
describe.
that makes you think.
Yeah, it has a lot of political commentary kind of and societal commentary. But the thing is that this is so usually these movies don't have high budgets.
Yeah, but they have more than $3 million.
Sometimes it depends, like for high production ones. But I thought this one actually looked pretty good. So they did a lot. They did a lot with the money that they had. But that's an insane game. They had, what is that? $89.3 million in the box office.
I'm sure
So
they're more high budget.
that's like 30 times profit. Like
I don't know, man.
that's insane. But yeah, I mean it obviously was successful. They've made 5 now, including this one.
That
so
is true. I'm kind of excited. I've seen Purge election year, and I'm kind of excited to see the new one. And I mean, like, it almost makes you think because, like, I don't know if you remember this, like when Call of Duty Black Ops 2 came out in 2012, and I don't know if you were all like, wow, 2025 it's set in, right? And there's like
it's coming up.
Yeah, there's a destroyed map in one of the features of the game of Los Angeles in 2025, and it's all destroyed. And I'm like, oh, that can't happen. And then like I'm like, it's 2021. And then we watch this movie
Yeah.
and it's like, wow, March
2022.
21st, 2022, like it's
I
kind of
mean,
close. That's
Back to
kinda
the Future
close.
predicted a lot of stuff, so hopefully this doesn't come true. but
Good
shit.
thing this was not in an episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah, that's basically an oracle right there. The Simpsons.
We would have been so screwed. Just want to put that out there.
But with so yeah, we've basically touched on the movie as a whole here. I guess what we should do now is kind of what would be your like preparation for the Purge? What would be your like? What would you do on the Purge? Would you go and cleanse your soul?
Real
and go
quick
and murder?
before we start that,
Yeah, sure.
You asked me overall the acting
yeah.
in the movie.
What do you think? Yeah, the movie.
What is your overall rating?
Switching on
and
me?
why?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Turn the tables. Oh, how the turntables have turned, Michael Scott.
But the so for the acting, I thought it was good. Like the plot was a bit contrived. Like the plot was like, oh, the boyfriend's staying in, he wants to kill the dad. Oh, the kid let a guy in, and then people were chasing the guy, even though, like I don't know, it was just a bit like odd. So I think the plot maybe give it like a 6, 5.5. The acting, it really is the villain of the story, which the polite stranger kind of elevates it a bit. He just has a good like reaction to stuff, I guess, and good acting.
Just
so
his face.
yeah. So honestly, for the acting as a whole, I might give it like a 6. And then I guess for the actual like production quality of it would be another factor. I think the production quality was quite good, and obviously for a lot of it the budget ran out for the electricity in the studio, so they had to cut the electricity.
Yeah, that's crazy that he made a movie on $3 million that made it, to the. There's 5 other, like you said, there's 5 movies in the franchise.
This is a profitable franchise for them, very profitable, and it's big. Everyone knows kind of what the Purge is. Like you might not know what the movies are, but like you'll like, oh, the Purge. I recognize
That's where everyone
that.
gets together and kills each other.
Yeah, it's just an actual holiday. No, but
So preparation.
I think overall I would rate the movie probably like a 6.
6.
But
Okay.
we'll rate it against the other Purge movies. So as we watch them, we'll rank them
So
at
this
the
is
on the
what I-
last. Sorry, not to cut you off. On the very last one that we do with Purge, Forever Purge, we'll rank them all. But yeah, so
And I'm sure the
preparations.
Forever Purge and the later ones are money grabs, just due to the
Probably.
fact that like
This is the
look
Forever
at Toy
Purge.
Story 4. This may be unpopular, but
Don't say
it
it.
was the
Don't
biggest
say it.
money grab.
Oh
And
no.
one of the
Okay, we're
biggest
stopping
is
it. We're
Pixar.
stopping it. No, this is it. This is the end of the.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
like,
well, then we'll have to
Forky-
review Toy Story then.
yeah, let's not, because I have some really big opinions on Toy Story 4.
Okay. Well, what would you do in the Purge? What would be your preparation? What would you do?
Purge? Okay. In my suburban middle class house, I guess, I mean, I got a baseball bat. Probably watch some Zombieland to prepare.
Oh my gosh.
And I guess board up the windows, go to Home Depot, but lumber is like super expensive now, so.
I was saying I would honestly probably just buy a ticket to like Jordan or somewhere where it takes like 24 hours to fly.
Yeah,
Because then you're out of the States.
Or you just leave 2 days before.
True.
Fly to Canada.
Yeah. I mean, that's obviously a lame answer, but that's probably realistically what I would do is like, oh,
yeah,
happy
you
holiday.
Get the kids and you take them out, or like if you're just on your own, or you get your parents out. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like you really can't plan for it unless you're like.
I guess it's great for tourism for other countries.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh,
and let's not get any ideas to boost tourist economy.
Oh yeah,
COVID.
hold on.
Let's not get any ideas.
Yeah.
Let's not put that out there.
Who knows? Maybe that's how this started, the tourist budget. But I think if I was forced, like the airlines were shut, they're like, you have to stay here. You have you can't go anywhere else.
By boat.
That's actually great. I hadn't even thought about that. We live near the
30
coast.
minutes north of a city called Santa Cruz, Surf City, USA, I believe. I'm not sure, but that's what they always claim there.
Honestly, that's a great idea. Just maybe you get a houseboat.
In my experience with houseboating, you'd probably end up killing everyone on the boat because of how frustrating it can be. But
or carbon monoxide.
Or I recently went on a houseboat trip,
Yeah.
and the carbon monoxide alarm went off, and one of the dads had the brilliant idea of ripping it off the wall. But that's not when it was beeping.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
said like, oh, it just means low battery. I'm like, well, no, because the light's flashing and it says carbon. Okay, that's not the
Anyway,
point.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're getting off topic, but yeah.
Yeah, no, but I would totally 100% buy a boat because like
That's a good idea.
take your closest family. You could tell your friends about the idea, but like I feel like it's not an idea people think about.
Yeah, it's definitely not one I was thinking, but because the thing is then, really what this movie is, in my eyes, it's an original concept. Not that, no law is original, but actually filming it in production. It's an original concept that provides a lot of great kind of political and social commentary on just like elitism and what really the normal person, the ordinary person, is there to do for society. Which in their opinion, in the movie, it sounded like the commentary was, and obviously we don't have to deep dive on this but it sounded like the commentary was saying that it was more of, you're a cog in the machine, you're here to work and slave away for me, and that's it. And so that's really what it kind of boiled down to in my eyes. And they even touch on it with the polite stranger saying like why would you keep that swine in your home? You're a good person like me, a good like elite person.
I also think
So,
that's
yeah.
a tad bit of racism.
I definitely think there's
But-
racism in it, yeah.
To continue on that point, I like how they showed clips of like the news person
Yeah.
talk about
There's a lot of propaganda, yeah.
Yeah, there
in the
is if you believe that's propaganda, but like because I'm totally for this. No, I'm just kidding. But like no, they touch on the social aspects about like how they claim that humans are like naturally evil. Now we're not going to get into political theory.
Mhm.
We're not doing a Hobbes versus Locke.
Yeah, that can
or
be an
Rousseau
actual podcast.
or
This is,
Montesquieu. But like I think it does shed an interesting light that like I feel like most societies, whether it's even if they have a corrupt, governmental structure in place, their first instinct is to pass a law to stop people from doing things.
Yeah.
If religion breaks down, because I do believe that religion was originally intent to give people like the first playbook on morality.
Yeah.
But I think that it was very interesting that instead of that, I guess like rampant inflation caused the United States government, which we're not going to comment on, but like I don't think they'd actually ever do this, but like it caused them to just come up with like, wait, why don't we just throw out political thinking for the past before BC, and just create some like whole nother like system and just do the opposite of what we've been trying to fight.
Yeah, let people in their instincts, their nature, let them go into it, forget rules, forget laws, forget society. Let them do it for 12 hours and then we'll call it a day and that's it. And then live the rest of the year.
I think that is a horrible idea.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. Let's hope it never gets off the big screen.
Yeah.
And
no. If it ever does, you'll
I just thought it was interesting how they did that, instead of letting like other laws, or like they talk about inflation, which I mean you could also say, like Khalil touched on, elitism, in the sense that like most of the people there are wealthy, and like they felt like maybe their wealth was being endangered by like the high they said double digits.
That's a good point.
Inflation.
Yeah. And so it's a way of that's interesting. That's an interesting point. Yeah, I hadn't really thought of that because it's almost a way to like quell the masses, and like really what it comes down to is like if you can protect your stuff, then you're safe from the purge. But the ordinary person doesn't have the resources to even like buy a boat, like we were talking about, as that would be a great idea. But
just steal a boat.
Like even that's a good point. Yeah, actually, yeah. We can only steal it between that 12-hour mark. So, but anyway, that's yeah. A lot of commentary in this movie, a lot more than what I thought they would have going into it.
Yeah, no.
Because I thought it was going to be a hokey like horror movie, but yeah.
No, I just think that's interesting that like the main critique like they talk about is like how they're better than like the common person, or like the middle class person or the lower class person, and I think it's like it's funny that like people like that's what they resolve to when it clearly benefits. It's very one-sided, and I know they touch on that in Purge election year.
Okay.
But
no spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers.
This is only spoilers for
that
the
movie
Purge.
came out probably 2016.
Yeah, something like that. So 5 years ago, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. I think there's one in between them, but I think that's the third.
We're watching them in release order, not chronological.
Yeah. So we'll the next one that's coming up, we'll well, I don't know it off the top of my head, but obviously there'll be a review for it. But we've done half an hour here, so, and I think we've actually touched on everything in the movie, our ideas and thoughts about it, what we would do in this situation.
Oh, if I was filming the movie differently, I would have had the neighbors have more of a role at the beginning and set up more than just the Karen talking to the main mom about like, oh well, you're sensitive. Like it seemed too to the point where I would have had it more subtly, because I mean, like you said, it was barely a feature length film because of the fact that
it's an hour and 25
it was only
minutes,
hour and 25 minutes, which Khalil informed me before we started was with credits it's supposed to be an hour and 30. I would have done. I mean, most movies are 2 hours, unless you're that movie Gettysburg, or you're Gone with the Wind, which we will not be reviewing because it's boring.
Or the Snyder Cut.
I had to watch it in 7th grade, and it was boring as hell. And no, but I would have touched more and built the storyline about that more, because I feel like great movies or great stories are like methodically planned and aren't rushed. They're natural in their upbringing.
Yeah. I didn't know how much more they could have really stretched it out, because I think they stretched it out a good bit. I think overall, like, it hit all the right beats it had to, and it was a good movie. Like, I mean, I know I said a 6 out of 10. That's still above like the average mark of a 5. So I think to start off the franchise, it was a good starting point.
I mean,
and
that's
that's obviously
starting
why they made
point.
5.
Now, do I think they should have made a whole franchise around it?
Yes.
I mean, it's entertainment. Like, we
Gives us
should have
something
done
to
this
review.
during the initial lockdown, because then we said we had nothing else better to do.
True.
But I mean, this is do use first. Step into movie critiques and We're just gonna do the Purge series first, I think.
Yeah. Well, we'll hit the Purge series, and then we'll see where it goes from there. But thanks for being willing to watch these with me.
For all the other movies, so don't worry, guys.
Get used to his voice.
Yeah.
Well, take care, guys. Have a good one.
All right. Have a good night.
Happy purging.